You're now listening to the Beardy Bros podcast.
Oh, I need to stir my soup.
You
I
gotta
need to stir my soup.
You gotta stream your soup.
I said stir my soup.
I said like
I gotta stream my soup.
I gotta
How's
stream my soup. Stream it.
I gotta stream my soup.
Fucking hell.
I am gonna do a cooking stream eventually.
Oh,
A
Why
sauce cooking stream.
instead of playing the game, just cook.
I will. No, I can do mini games.
Yeah.
Which I can do whatever the fuck I want to do on them. No, it'll be a Twitch one. It'd be weird having sauce. It's like, what are you cooking, playing zombies,
Eh,
whatever else.
exactly.
Nothing
All right.
bad about that. I think I'm ready.
I'm excited. I'm ready.
Everything looks good. Everything's all position.
Got myself in position. All right.
Position.
It's another
Pole
week.
position.
It's at pole position. It's another week, Jim. Another week.
Yes.
Honestly, feels
And-
like it wasn't that fucking. It was only a week ago that we did the last episode.
Right. And it seems
Oh.
like last week.
I mean, like I said, we love it. I mean, there's everyone else sometimes has theirs every once a month or.
Actually, it
every
feels
couple
way
weeks.
less than that than me.
But it's so routine now. It's
It feels
so,
like it
It's just like we're 100 and what? How many? 100
feels like the party comes around even quicker. It's so fucking good.
I don't know. It's just scary. Those weeks go by like that. That's why. It's like and the wait. Oh, and the wait. Oh, and there's another. Oh.
I always say, I'm gonna write things throughout the week. I don't, because the week just goes too fucking
It's like
quick.
when people ask, like they'll ask what you talk about in the episode. I can't remember because this episode feels like 2 episodes ago, and 2 episodes ago feel like the one that was only yesterday. You know what I mean? Like, and yesterday was a week ago. Like,
That's
it's-
why
Oh,
I got written down so I can go, oh yeah, that was last week. When was that?
but anyway,
I
with
feel like
that
a month ago.
little long intro out in and out. What's up, Beardies and Beardettes? Welcome back to another fine episode of the Beardy Bros podcast. Oh, so, I mean, I had a few hiccups the last 2 episodes. If anyone's noticed, there's been no intro into the episodes because I've had a few hiccups and I've been struggling for a little bit, so I haven't been able to get things done properly. So there's been no actual, like, that audio intro with the whole cut card? The music, the little intro-y thing we have, the intro card thing?
Oh,
Yeah. There's been none of that. It's like none of that. You're listening to the Beardy Bros podcast. There's been none of that for the last 2 episodes, so.
I
But
didn't-
we'll be back
I
into
didn't
it.
think to that.
Yeah. So it's only 2 episodes missed out on that. So we'll be back into it with this episode. Everything should be back fine and normal. So we should hopefully be smooth. I think there may be a few little hiccups. I think it was a little bit at the start, but we should be back to normal and back to the regular eye hole and ear hole entertainment. So in your eye holes and out your ear
Yes.
holes and out your bum holes, whatever holes, the goal holes.
At least said out your bum hole, not in your bum hole. So.
Listen, in your bum holes. I mean, if whatever floats your goat, so who knows?
I love the cool vibrations, man.
Oh, but as always, thank you for coming.
Hey,
by and
we
listening.
don't judge.
And I'm gonna plug it earlier. Always remember to like and subscribe on the YouTube. If you're listening to this, go to the YouTube, like and subscribe. You're watching this on YouTube, hey, muchly appreciated. Even if you want to just have a listen, go on Spotify. Always got to mention that. So, and of course, always the socials, as you've seen. Socials are constant. Plug them, get them in there out the way,
Whoa,
and onto the roll. Sausage roll.
they're constant if I'm on
What's
the right account.
What soup you got? What soup you got, Jim? No, not pumpkin soup, is it?
Pumpkin and coconut.
It is pumpkin soup. Pumpkin
And coconut.
I was like, that's not pumpkin soup, is it? And you're like, pumpkin and coconut.
Pumpkin and coconut.
It's like, it always seems to be like the default.
I mean-
Most people usually have pumpkin or it's chicken.
I'm trying to get the clumps out.
Trying to get that's the coconut, isn't it?
No,
Pumpkiness, or is
it's
it the...
for these meant to put the water and stir at the same time, but I
didn't-
put the water in and didn't stir. So I'm gonna try
Oh,
and roughly get the bumps out.
Yep, get the lumps out. That's all right.
Do you hate when you get to the bottom of a soup and you get a big clump of
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like with anything. It's like if you have like a hot chocolate or something and you don't stir it and you try and stir it and somehow it just clumps and you go to take a drink, you're like, and you choke on a powder ball or something stupid like that. You're
right?
like, and it just comes out. Oh, fucking hell.
I'm gonna make one of them Spider-Man references. It just comes all over everything.
I was like, well,
Ooh.
speaking of coming all
Oh.
over everything, we're a reference with Thor's outfit just cut. No, is it Thor? Yeah, Thor, was it Venom's? I can't fucking remember now. Something's coming over everything. I thought I might mention. We can talk about this now. So, there was that one time at band camp where we just came all over everything. uh, let's just say we're all stuck in a sticky situation. What the
What the? Oh fuck! I got tears. Oh god dang it!
Oh, it's not PG at all.
Wah, wah. Oh,
Oh,
I didn't expect that. Oh my god!
Oh, no one did.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
Oh
So you haven't I know I've watched Thor: Love and Thunder. You haven't watched it yet, have you? No.
yes, I have not. No,
So I mean,
I
I've
want to,
noticed
man. I
since
want to.
I mean, I guess there might have been a few. I've seen a lot of people talking about a lot of flack on Marvel at the moment with their CGI and shit going on. It seems to be a lot of flack more popping up since Thor: Love and Thunder has come out. There's been a lot more flack, and there's
No, it was with
talks.
that She-Hulk.
Well, there's the She-Hulk stuff, which
Remember?
people have debunked with that. Like, Corridor broke that down and went over it and explained that it's very compressed, why
Yeah.
it looks very, like, more fake than what it really does, because it's, like, compressed for trailers and stuff. There's been that, and then there's been flack on Thor as well.
But the actual Hulk looked good. She didn't.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to watch the explanation of that, we did kind of briefly talk about it, but Corridor Digital, they got a video on it. You have the Hulk, whatever it is. They thoroughly debunked the whole thing, basically, and explained from a special effects perspective, and they explain why Hulk looks better than She-Hulk and all that kind of nonsense. We had that before, so we're not going to get deep into that. But we watched, we did the breakdown a while back when we did the Thor: Love and Thunder trailer, and we noticed a few things seemed a bit off. And with the movie now being out, watching the movie, there are a few moments like that, like Thor's helmet looking a bit out of place. That's how it is in the movie.
Oh, the armor and shit.
So there's a funny moment to that. So we explains, because we try to break down the scene, going like, how did that work? Why has he got no armor? And then he had that armor. So basically, a slight little, not really a spoiler. There's a sequence in that when he sees Jane as Mighty Thor, and goes, "Why are you wearing my armor?"
Jane?
Yeah, he's like, Jane. He goes, basically where he got the idea for that suit chain was basically he goes, "I have the same armor," and he's like not having the same armor. He goes, "That's my style," and it's just like, and he goes, "Oh," and it changes into that style to match her style because he's like, "You stole my style." But so that's why I gave him the weird helmet.
Oh,
Yeah, so he changed and it has like that weird helmet and everything. So that's why it looked a bit. There's a few times though it seems to be only shiny armor where that stands very out of place because it is mocapped on. It's not actual propped, like, which is a bit of a downside that they didn't try and prop mark armor and stuff to try and then
I mean, some of it must be real because some look good, and then it was like, huh?
So there's a few times that.
But then why not use the real thing all the time?
But it's weird because there's moments where some of the CGI is a little bit off-putting, where it's almost the uncanny valley is why we feel out of place when we see it because it doesn't look natural. Like things being gold,
Like
things
the
being
She-Hulk.
silver. Yeah, like She-Hulk. We're not used to green skin. When have we seen people with green skin besides the Hulk in movies? You know, we haven't seen really a female
It's
with green skin.
because what they should have done with her, what they did to Bruce, like completely different. Not look like her as that. Like that looks fucked up.
Yeah. And that's exactly it's
Like
finding
you're
the
meant
right
to
balance.
change. You're not meant to stay the same.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one of those things with She-Hulk. It's very well balanced. But that's the
But
same thing with
still,
Thor:
at least
Love
make
and
it look
Thunder.
nothing like the actress because that just looks so fucked up.
So that's the same thing.
That
with Thor:
blank
Love and
stare
Thunder.
they give it to her is like,
Oh, that one moment where because the face looks like it's not like it's the eyes and then
yeah,
cut
like,
on, and then it's like stuck on and it doesn't look. Yeah, I mean, if you saw the high detailed stuff, it does look a lot better than that low quality stuff.
yeah, but still,
but but again, that's coming down to the uncanny valley because you're used to seeing what a person looks like, especially a female. You're used to what it looks like, so your brain tries to comprehend. Again, I don't want to get too deep into it.
Yeah, but I've seen many CGI things that look way better. Like it's just her. It's not. Unless they're perfecting it as we speak, like just for the final release of it. But
there's a lot of stuff that they're still, like I said, it's not as compressed and looks a little bit better. But that's like the same thing I was saying with Thor: Love and Thunder. Like the helmets, because we don't really have. I mean, we do have steel helmets, metal helmets, but nothing that's eccentric like Thor's helmet and the shininess of it. And I think that's why it's very.
he had a shiny helmet in the movies too, in
Small
Avengers and
ones, not big, massive, like bulky kind of headpieces. So that's the difference as well. But there are a few other effects in the movie that are very stylized as well. So they really tweaked a lot of the styles up as well, like the lightning strikes and the combat strikes and different effects are more. They're stylized so like they frame jump. They're not as smooth because it's the style they're going for. It's very 80s style, like that retro 80s styles like neo-punk we have. We refer to that neo-punk like neon lights and how things strobe and stuff like that, like for that kind of neo-punk kind of style genre of art. So some of the stuff is like that. It's very 80s effects, like almost comic booky. Like no, they're very stylized.
Because when you go from Ragnarok to that's a big fucking jump.
Yeah, because you actually see, like, when you saw, like, the lightning, you actually saw, like, it actually felt like lightning when you saw in Ragnarok. Like, when he did lightning attack, it looked like lightning. This is more like almost cartoony lightning a little bit because it's stylized. So, like, they're different kind of sparks and stuff. It's
weird.
Kind of evolving into where the next point I'm getting to as well is I think a lot of people are skimming over the fact. So I wanted to mention this because I've commented on a few people's videos, is basically the movie is narrated by Korg. And you do forget that quite quickly because at the very start of the film, Korg is telling a story. Remember in the trailer? He goes, this is the story of Thor, he tells you that. This movie is basically him
training and...
Yeah. So basically that's in the movie. And when he's saying that, it's basically the movie itself is Korg telling the story through his perspective. So the movie is a Korg. So things seem a bit wacky because it's Korg telling the story. It's Korg explaining it. But you do kind of
because Korg's never in any of the action really. So how would he?
He's there the whole time. Every
no, but like
he's basically there the whole time.
Before that, he's always at the back, always in the background. But
yeah, because he's watching from his perspective. So he's explaining everything and filling in the gaps through his perspective and how he perceives things. So that's why the story is very. If you take in the fact that it's Korg telling a story, narrating a story, it makes a little bit more sense why things aren't there because he didn't see those moments. He didn't fully.
It still should look the same, not necessarily look fucking 80s or nothing. Like
yeah, well, that's what they went with. They went with a big 80s vibe. Like it's
that's weird. Considering Ragnarok is the high point, I guess that's why people say like they're mixed on this movie.
Yes,
like,
that's what I mean. There's a lot of that.
It's kind of went back down.
It's good
because Ragnarok was way up here, and then it
explains a lot. And also, there was deleted scenes too. So remember how we seen the other thing I want to get out as well is remember how we saw Gore where he didn't have like the scarring on his face and he like he's got the scarring crosses on his like heads.
Oh yeah.
So what that was the stuff that's been actually taken out the show in the movie as well was those scars were actually caused by him because he wanted to get rid of his tattoos. But we didn't actually get to see that in the movie. It's deleted. It got cut.
Are these tattoos like? That's like over his whole body. So
the black stripes that go over his forehead and then down his eyes. So basically, at he wants to get rid of that, and that's why you see the scarring, the crosses, because he like scars up his tattoos. That's why he's got those markings. Yeah, but that got taken out of the movie, so we don't actually get to see it. But that's what was meant to happen in the movie.
Yeah, because that wouldn't have fitted.
So it would have explained how it explains why his look changed. So there's a few things that happen that explain a lot more in the movie that don't actually happen. And it's like, oh, okay, we could have had the extra because originally they said there was like 4 hours worth of content. The movie could have been like 4 hours long, and they cut it down to under 2 hours. It's like, why?
Yeah, because that's a Marvel decision. That's what they said for
And they cut a lot. There's a lot. There
was another Marvel movie that said like. 2 hours max. That's it. I'm like, but then you kind of ruin the movie because they got to leave a lot. That's shot for
Yeah,
like
and that's
3-4
like,
hours,
yeah,
and then
there's
they're
a
like
lot.
cutting and.
Mm.
I think that was an Avengers movie or something. They said like they only had a couple of hours. I'm like, that's not enough time for
Yeah,
any
there was.
movie,
Oh,
really.
which one was that one? Wasn't that Civil War? I
Yeah.
think Civil War had that as well because they didn't have all the actors
Yeah, the
in,
Russos were saying that
and
they
they had to
only
cut
had
it.
2 hours or 2.5
Mm.
or 2, whatever it was.
Yeah, they cut that
I'm
down as
like,
a lot.
but it could easily be a 3-4 hour movie. People
That's
would watch it
why.
if it's good.
That's why we had like some of the characters missing that were, and they had to explain later on why they weren't there for that scene, like the Hulk and stuff for Civil War. They had to kind of cut him out and stuff, and then explain
Mm.
why they had all this other stuff going on, why he wasn't there, and explain he was on a different planet and all that kind of crap, to justify all these things. So it is pretty wild. But yeah, so I mean, Thor: Love and Thunder is pretty good, but it definitely a different kind of feel, definitely a different feel from Ragnarok and.
Tempered my expectation to say it's not as good as Ragnarok, so I'm going to be quite
Yeah.
okay with it, I guess.
Yeah. So it's not
Because
as
Ragnarok was just the best Marvel movie. Like, it was so
Ragnarok.
perfect.
Yeah, like this is like I said, this is a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's great. It's going for more of the, oh god, this quality is being a pain in the ass. It just, yeah, it tries to be a bit more fun, more often than what Ragnarok kind of pasted out. So I
Which
enjoyed it.
that's a lot, because Ragnarok was fun the whole way through.
Like I'd give it most probably a 7.
Mm.
Like
Yeah, that's what
nothing
I've been
too
hearing.
high, nothing too high, but like it's decent. It's watchable. Like I enjoyed it. But yeah,
I just
that's
don't
one
like the fact that Waititi's got to stop the Thor stuff, to get him off it now and give someone else.
Well, that's what
Give him
they
back
gave
to
it
what he
him.
was.
Like that's the thing. They're like, here, you do this one as well. And, like they allowed him.
Yeah,
And he
but
was
no
like,
one likes
"Oh,
this
okay."
new one. When you look at the people talking about it, it's like they're always like, eh.
It's
But
getting a lot of yeah.
it's getting a lot stupider. Like, it's
He's just having
Thor's
fun.
not meant to be. He's meant to be serious. And
Well, that's
shit.
the thing. I feel like is with Taika as well. He kind of says when
Actually,
he
he's
gets
more
done
of a
stuff.
dick. If you go by the
Oh, yeah.
mythology, he's a fucking asshole.
Well, especially
Like,
now, like where you think the events of Ragnarok, what he did in Ragnarok, he should be more like mature as well, not so wacky again.
he shouldn't be
Like-
what he. Because he. It's not like he hasn't got a personality, but he's a god. Like, he doesn't really have. What is it? Everyone else has
Yeah,
the understanding or anything. Like,
that's-
he's not really.
that's the same with like the flack for Russell Crowe as well. He plays Zeus, which is he's a Greek god, but he has kind of like he kind of has an Italian accent though. It's just like okay.
That kind of makes sense, but like Russell Crowe with an Italian accent.
It feels
kind
very
of.
like it feels like a very like Brooklyn.
I mean, it
not
does
Mario,
work, but like
not Mario,
Russell Crowe doing it.
but it's very like a Brooklyny kind of Brooklyn Italian like accent where it's like I'm not trying to do it. I can't do an Italian accent, but it's like
Has that?
it's very like it's very like what are you doing? Kind of like I am Zeus. What are you doing? Like he feels like a Godfather almost. Like he felt like he's gonna like. You're gonna ruffle his britches. He's gonna fucking cap your ass, kind of thing. He's like what are you doing here, Tony? Like he felt like that a little bit.
That's what I don't get. Like, I get what TT does, but like, if you've somehow got to rein him back, like, what the fuck?
I almost feels like in the
like
it's
a
very
mob
weird.
boss. You kind of like Zeus
Yeah,
the
that's
mob
what he
boss.
kind of was. He was kind of like that. So it's very,
What the fuck?
it's very
This is meant to be like serious to the point, like
yeah.
serious,
Like,
like
why
dead
couldn't
on, like the Hercules movie. In that, like, he has a little bit of fun, but like he's fuck you,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a bit. I don't know. Get that out of my
Put
system.
your clothes back on.
Yeah, it's funny too because he kind of. I noticed it. He basically changes
Don
the
Zeus.
accent as well. When he's talking for one point, he has the accent. Even when Russell Crowe said when he was doing it, he did different takes and different accent, like different style of accents. And it's bad
So it was
because when he tries the different takes, in this you actually see there's 2 different takes because he does one with one voice,
no.
and there's another cut where he does this line and it's in a different style of Italian accent. And it's so noticeable. Like, I noticed him, like, well, I'm like, he doing one voice, and then his voice changed, and I'm like, how do you allow this? Like it's just kind of like it's a bit. That's why I feel like it's very.
That
fever
wouldn't
dream.
be a Waititi thing, would it? Because he wouldn't allow that.
Like it's a very fever. Like the whole thing feels like a fever dream. Like it's just.
What it's like a parody movie now at that point.
It's a bit. Almost, but it's good.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's no next one. Like,
yeah,
that sounds fun.
it's interesting.
Like, I still want to watch it, but like, I'm not impressed.
I do get from the perspective in sense. I mean, if you step back and you look at Phase 4 as a whole,
the Ragnarok is shit. That's what I'm gonna say it. Phase 4 is fucking ass.
I was gonna say if you step back,
two good movies.
If you step back and you look at Phase 4, it's like kids at a candy store going wild. Like it's just all over the place. There's nothing. There's no like continuity feeling between any of them.
Two good movies, man. Shang-Chi and Spider-Man. That's it. That's pretty much the only two.
They're the very serious style of it.
I mean, Doctor Strange, that's third.
Well, that's what I mean, because you had, Shang-Chi felt like old Marvel, like Phase 3 Marvel.
Oh, so good, man. That's probably my favourite one other than Ragnarok.
Spider-Man felt like the transition between Phase 3 to Phase 4. I mean, Multiverse of Madness still had that traditional Phase 3 feel to it because it was meant to come out earlier on, so it still kind of had that feel. But then you can kind of feel the
same as Spider-Man, but they got pushed back.
But then you look at like everything else, like you've got She-Hulk coming out, looks a bit too like it's trying to be very fun. You've got Thor: Love and Thunder.
Well, isn't that Groot show out next month?
And then the Groot show, I guess, there's that. That's looking very fun as well. And we've got like
that's not related. I don't think that's Baby Groot. Like that's.
So it's all being like fun and ha 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 he he hoo. So it's all being wacky nonsense. I don't know. Oh, that was a bit
shouldn't be.
It looked a little bit stringy.
It's got noodles.
Yeah.
Noodles.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, nothing else. Like Eternals, Black Widow.
Yeah, like Eternals was like way too serious.
Whatever else was in there.
Like that was way too art housey, like way too serious to keep people on board.
I mean, Shang-Chi was way too serious, but it worked. Like it was that fit the narrative.
You have Eternals that was way too long, that gave information that could have been told in a shorter time.
It wasn't that long though, to be fair.
And then you have Thor: Love and Thunder that could have been longer, and it didn't really have any really give you much story substance. It really didn't. As a whole, it doesn't really give you substance.
No one can pick a moment from the new Thor. Like everyone just goes, "Yeah, watch it." That's it. Like, there's no highlight.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently Valkyrie got underutilized. Gore underutilized. Thor even underutilized. Apparently, it's more of a Jane thing.
There is a lot of that going on, yeah.
So I'm like, she taken over now? Like, she the new?
Who knows where they're going with that? With half of it. Well, it kind of ruined the dramatic.
You couldn't really have her, Gore, and the King Valkyrie thing in the 1 2-hour movie.
They should have been longer, and it should have
That's way too much.
It actually should have shown like them working together mean more if we actually saw more Gore being Gore. If we saw him doing more,
I was gonna say it should have been Gore and Thor doing more.
yeah. So,
but that's the thing. Like it's Thor and Gore. That should have been it.
Maybe they could all team up together and play Halo. My bad plug segue. Do you want to play Halo together? No.
No, fuck off. Halo shit.
So
I'll say it.
We're moving on. I don't know why they called it this, but it's like the Halo co-op flight. It's like, why did you say
you're gonna be flying in co-op, isn't it?
Why are you calling it Halo co-op flight? Like, just call it Halo co-op beta. Just call it the beta Halo co-op beta co-op.
Co-op in beta.
But like, just say it.
They've had been about a year since launch, hasn't it? Nearly.
The game itself, yeah. The co-op itself is only just dropped, so it's in beta to test the co-op.
But
you know why? 'Cause it's broken.
All you had to do was just copy and paste shit for a second player.
But you have to be an Xbox or PC insider too to get access.
Which that cutoff date was a while ago now. We're a bit late to that. I didn't mention it last week.
So it's just like, yeah, to register and get in access.
Because fuck knows when it's still dropping completely, though.
It's just, I mean,
They could be in beta for the next 6 months.
It's sound in theory. Like, did you read the I can't remember, it's like, there's only so far you can travel as well when you're playing with other players. You can only go so far from
Oh, it's fucking tethered.
Yeah, you can only go so far. Like,
Oh, it's an open world fucking game.
it's yeah. Yep.
The fact that every other Halo had co-op, you could go wherever the fuck you want from someone.
Mm-hmm.
But yet this is a semi-open world, not a big map, but like semi-open world, and you're tethered.
I mean, it's a fair range tethering. It's to stop people fully exploring open world separately, but I guess they didn't build it properly.
That's stupid. Yes.
So, and they're adding chapter select.
No, it's 343. That's why. I'm trying not to. I don't hate on the developers, but they're not getting called out enough.
No.
Their own communities are simps. It seems like oh Halo, like hence they can get away with it.
Saw there was a tweet from fucking. This is funny though. There was a tweet from I don't know if you saw it. There's the Power Wash Simulator. There was a tweet from them because
That looks good.
Because it's come to Game Pass, and there's a bug at the moment.
Oh no!
There's a bug at the moment on Xbox, and they've said to all Xbox players while playing, don't look at the skies, because apparently when you look at the sun, it breaks the game.
Oh, that's a.
Oh, it's in co-op or something. I can't remember. But yeah.
The spot with the fewest resources breaks the game.
If you look at, I mean, it kind of makes sense though. In real life, you're gonna be like power washing. You're like, oh, I'm gonna look at the sun now. Like, it kind of makes sense. Like, you shouldn't be looking at the sun. Why the fuck are you looking at the sun?
Yeah, but when you think about it, games perform better when you look at the skybox. Not this.
Yeah. But yeah, they just said don't look at the sky.
That's 2022.
Don't
I
look
expect
into the
nothing
sun.
out of the ordinary.
Don't look into the sun.
Just power wash the sun.
Go away. You wouldn't even get a chance by the time you gotta go.
That game looks satisfying.
Oh, I've been wanting to play it, and it's kind of cool that it's on Game Pass, so I was gonna buy it at some point.
I'll just put on some fucking music and just.
That's like that's why I did a lot with House Flip, like the House Flipper simulator, like House Flipper.
That game can last you years, really. That House Flipper and
I've
that.
done a lot. Like I've
just keep going, just keep buying, selling,
well, that's
selling.
exactly, like I've done all the story stuff for that game, so now I'm basically have to like buy houses, and I'm at the point where I gotta buy and sell houses now. So I gotta buy them, do them up, and sell them. I can't do the stories. I can't go and like do up houses for people now and clean their yards and like do any of that crap now because I've done all that. So now I've gotta buy houses.
That should be a procedurally generated thing then, like.
But I've done all the main.
You shouldn't be able to run out of that because that would kill the game. Because then you have to just. That's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of. It does suck a little bit unless there's more that will pop in. But yeah, I haven't done that, so I was like, no.
Hopefully.
But I gotta play more of that.
I mean, they're giving more DLC. I think
there's a lot more. There's a few of them that are out. I think the DLCs added more of those quests back in.
Imagine a fucking skyscraper.
Because there's the luxury, there's pets, there's like all those different ones. It's so good.
Why do they add like a skyscraper though? Schools?
Oh, break the... Oh crap! Skyscraper just collapses.
Oh shit! Oh snap!
Oh fuck!
Yeah, that'd be pretty awkward.
But yeah, so it'd be cool to play Power Simulator. I think there's co-op on that as well. So imagine co-oping Power Simulator.
What a fight, I guess.
Look,
other.
I can see your bones. It feels great.
That shit's fine. I'll put some fucking sulfuric acid in there or something. Come here, bitch.
Well, that's like I don't know if you've seen it. But one of the weapons I call it because it might as well be.
Oh.
One of the tools in House Flipper is a flamethrower. It's designed.
Was there a bee involved?
I mean, it can be. But it's designed to use a flamethrower to get rid of the ice on the snowy the snowy driveways and stuff. So you use you don't shovel it. You fucking melt it with a flamethrower. You get out and go.
I mean,
just fucking. So I've done it a few times. I've walked into the house and just cranked it on and just gone inside the house.
that's a good way to do it. I have seen that in real life though, on like videos and that. Like people got a
melt the
flamethrower
ice.
in Canada.
Mm.
They just walk through, just going over the top of it. Like it's a real fucking
Yeah.
thing.
I just fucking.
I mean, a beach shoveling because who want to shovel every friggin' day when they just
Just
the
move from this location to
friggin'
that location.
driveway gets snowed in.
Just get rid of it altogether. Just melt it,
Right? Like just
and then sprinkle salt
imagine
down.
catching your lawn on fire though. Oh fuck!
I went too far.
Tree. Oh. You wouldn't trust it because what if there's a cat in the snow or a dog?
I found Grandma.
Oh. Now she's now extra crispy.
But yeah, no. So that'd be something we could play. As
That'd
we
be fun.
That would be fun. Brief mention as well. As we've seen, PlayStation Bungie is finally finalized, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah,
you can
that
see
finally.
Bungie's with the station now.
Did you see the some of the tweets though? Someone goes, "Well, Bungie just made me remove Destiny from my Xbox."
What?
Like they made him uninstall Destiny 2 from their Xbox.
People's logic.
But he's like, it's just I don't know.
I have seen a few making prod tweets. I've seen some people making fun of how Xbox people make fun of when they get when the game's multi-platform it's been on PlayStation, Xbox, and then Xbox now owns them, like the Bethesda thing, and we're like, oh, we have all these as first party. It's like the games that are on both platforms, how are they first party? Just because Xbox bought Bethesda, there's been a few of them going, oh, since this is happening, love playing a first party PlayStation game, whatever it was, because the Bungie thing, and there's Destiny being on whatever, I can't remember what it was, one of the best PlayStation's first party titles being on Xbox or some stupid thing. They're basically making a stab at all the Xbox people that have been making those jokes. They're making a stab back at them, going, oh.
I mean, I get they own Bethesda and that, but they don't realize Wolfenstein, Doom are all still third party.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls, Fallout, I think that's still third party as well. Like 5 and 6 and. It's only new IPs and that are getting there, and that's not all of them. Only some are exclusive. So, Bethesda are not under Microsoft. I mean, they're under Microsoft, but not Xbox. They're working beside them to make games.
Yeah,
they're not
working with them, they're the same.
Yeah, they can still do whatever the fuck they want, really. Just like what Bungie's doing.
Yeah,
it's just
they
get the money from Microsoft to make things.
It's just funny watching it.
So, people just need to stay off the damn web.
Yep.
Or someone should take their accounts away. They don't start writing it, trying to get a stupid fucking thought.
Yeah. Well, speaking of accounts,
I've seen a few today. I've seen a lot of them. It's like they praise the Activision acquisition, but then Bungie, boo, they're getting.
It's the exact same thing. There's no different. What? It's the same thing.
I don't know. But this is a good thing that Sony and Microsoft are buying these companies. It's because Google can't get them, Apple can't buy them, and make them into mobile fucking makers, game makers. But buy them's a good thing. They're still multi-plat.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up and get on with the damn day. Stop whinging about a plastic fucking box.
Well, I want to whinge about a plastic fucking box. Maybe a cardboard box with plastic items in it.
Hey, still better than Xbox.
At
least you can still play.
I don't know if I'll leave it in because it was pretty early at the start of the episode. So basically, Jim managed to get his hands on them. I want to talk about that now. So they dropped Fright yesterday. the God of War Ragnarok's bloody
What did it say? Friday.
collector's edition and the Jotnar
The Jotnar.
Vagina edition.
The Jotnar.
I know. So they dropped yesterday. Within the matter of that half an hour alone, like in total in that half an hour, they completely sold out. Jotnar
Well,
edition,
let's just say it was a matter of 2 minutes for
Jotnar
the
edition,
Jotnar one.
yeah, that sold out in 2 minutes, maybe 5. The collector's edition took a little while, but it was at least half an hour. Oh no, maybe a little bit longer than that. Maybe a couple of hours.
A bit longer, because that's still
2
up when I
hours.
seen like an hour later.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe 2 hours. But yeah, the Jotnar edition was the one that sold out like freaking real quick. Without even being surprised. I mean, we did mention it last week. Like basically on last week's episode, before they even dropped, where I said that people already had the things for sale already up on eBay before they even got released and dropped. People were already trying to scalp fucking these things, and once they actually did drop, the amount that dropped on eBay, like
3 times,
so many more showed up.
4 times.
There were some people that are actually selling it quite reasonably. There's a few of them I saw for 450 and 480.
I still don't buy them.
No, but it's better than 1200. People selling, trying to get, dude. People
I mean,
trying to get just
450 is not that bad, because that probably covers shipping.
That's exactly it, and it did actually. It did say some of them actually had shipping included, so that wasn't that
So
bad.
they bought it to sell it at the same price they bought it?
That's why I don't get it. It's weird. I was like, what? That's why I was confused. I'm like,
Leave it for somebody else to buy? Like, don't buy it?
I don't know, but it's better than $1,200 because a lot of people are trying to sell just the collector's edition for $1,200. Not even the Jotnar edition.
That's only $200. That is
$319.
300. 300?
$319 for the Jotnar.
Yeah, that's and the gun for like they've like quadrupled that money. Like,
yeah,
why?
And I'm like, if someone's gonna buy that for $1,200, they literally could have bought three of that edition for that exact same price. Like,
not that we're condoning that, but don't do that either.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's so. I mean, you bought 2, but you bought 1 of each. But I know you as a collector, you've bought them because you're a collector. Like, you've literally bought them for yourself. You're not like selling them or anything.
Yeah, I'm not reselling.
You know, see someone.
Melanie will go right.
See that I can understand. Like if someone's buying multiple up for themselves because they want one in a box, one to open. So if they bought 2 of each because they wanted to have one to open, one in the box, one to open, you know, to have multiple, even though they're the exact same.
Yeah, that's fine. But if you go to sell
then
them, you're a fucking scumbag.
But if you're like literally just buying them up just to hog to sell them, again, as always, you're a cunt. But you know,
yeah,
it's just
basically in them words.
And the worst problem is, it will keep happening because people keep buying it. So people will keep scalping. As long as people keep buying, people will keep scalping. And I also mentioned this to you when we're talking about it, and it's the same thing with the whole discless concept. If people keep buying, they'll keep making that. And that's a bit of a I mean, you bought both, but in sense though, like we can't.
Yeah, I've got 2 codes. What one does?
I mean, I won't say no. Fuck.
I'll see what happens with it, but like,
yeah,
they just come with it.
It's just like they could have at least done something. Like, I don't.
My reasoning with it was, I'd get the collectors, which I didn't think there was going to be a Jotnar edition because EB only had the collectors, and JB had the Jotnar, which didn't load up. They didn't go. They said 10 a.m. It was like 10:15, 10:20 when that went up.
Oh wow!
I think they had a bit of an issue.
Yep. I think maybe because people were trying to get onto the website.
So I bought the collectors first, just so I can secure one. And then I'm like, the Jotnar one for like $3.99. I'm like, that's so cheap when you think about it.
Do you want to sell and ship it up my way?
I heard someone like say that they're a bit late, and they're like, I can't get one now. I'm like, I feel like a dick now because I got 2.
I mean, you got 1 of each, which kind of is understandable. Like they're quite very different. I can understand you keeping one in the box.
I spent like $400 for a map.
That does look pretty cool.
The only thing different is you get a map and a vinyl in the Jotnar one.
There's the map
and the
vinyl,
different dice.
Yeah. The map, the vinyl record, which is pretty cool. I was like, damn. And then the dice, the more like a bone dice.
The map, that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a fucking humongous cloth map like this big. It's like got all the realms on it. I'm like,
Yeah, it looks so good. That's what I wanted too, but I was like, God damn it! But I was like, oh, even if I could get a collector's edition, but no, that went. Because we were thinking on the drive home, because we were talking about it, and me and partner were talking about it on the drive home, going, maybe we could try work some money out, figure out how much money we could have, maybe we could try figure out and try and get it sorted. Finally got home and I double checked, I was like, sold out. I was like, oh, well, there goes that. That solved that for me. So, yeah.
apparently on the PlayStation store, like on the actual web page and that, they've got them there sometimes.
They must
So
have
just
sold
keep
out
checking
for that.
there.
But yeah. Keep my eye out.
But you could pay that straight up, I think.
Someone might cancel
I
their
think.
order when it comes down to it releasing. Who knows?
Or just go to EB, man. Just go in store and just say, someone cancels.
Let me know. Like, I mean, I was lucky enough that time when I bought bloody Tina Turner's Wonderland.
You bought Tina Turner.
Tina Turner's Wonderland. Tiny Tina's
How much did she go for?
When I just walked in that time and it's just like, oh yeah, we've got this cancelled. I was like, sweet, I'll buy that. But yeah.
Which we still haven't played.
I know, we gotta really play that. I was watching thingy play that. Vibe play it. I was like, Clippy, have you seen that clip?
It's so good.
There was a clip, Vibe was playing it, and he was playing with a group of his friends, and one of his friends were on the boat. I guess the NPC, like, the boat sails out, and it's meant to, like, just, you know, how, like you know, when people, like, glitch the game and you stay on things that you're not supposed to stay on, because, like, oh, this is moving on, and it keeps going, and then it disappears and bugs out. So basically that happened. One of the persons I'm playing with stayed on the boat, and the boat's going out, and the guy's like, "Hey, see you guys," and they're like, "Bye," and the ship goes, and he goes, and he just dies. Because he went down with the ship. They're like, "Oh no, he died. Where'd he go?" And I was like, "That's fucking cracked me up."
Did he respawn?
Yeah, he respawned somewhere further down in the map.
Oh, can you imagine a break though? Like you're dead forever. It's like, oh.
Well, that happened to me as well. I was playing GTA RP earlier this afternoon, and I was hiding in a trunk, and the cop rocked up, and like they impounded the car, and when the car got impounded, it basically despawns, because I was inside the object. I guess I had nowhere to go, so I just spawned 20,000 feet in the air and fell to my death. Because I was just hiding in the trunk going, help, help, and it was because they wouldn't see me there, and then they just deleted the car, and I'm like, oh, okay, and I'm like, bloop, ah! I just fell for hours and go, ah, ragdolling, and I finally hit the ground, just bam, splattered, fucking obliterated.
Wasted.
I was like, no, I need to go to the hospital. And I was like, god damn.
That's hilarious. Who would have thought that would happen though? Like, damn.
Yeah, I just thought that the car would disappear.
I'm guessing the car just goes up, goes to car heaven.
It just launches up when it despawns, I guess, and everything spawns, renders back in up top or something.
That's like Ark. If you get lucky enough to see a dino spawn in, they just fly from the sky. They legit just fall from the sky. Like you see a Bronto go.
And that's how they spawn in.
Yeah, they just fall from the sky.
Like really quickly.
It's fucking cool.
That's funny. That's
how people came into the world. They just fell from the sky.
So it's just funny how games work, like do things like that, how they spawn in objects. It can be any way, like things just pop in or fall or come from the ground or something.
Well, the dinos falling makes sense because you're in a simulation, so they're constantly dropping in, which is pretty fucking cool.
That's the same. I was playing. I got the Little Nightmares DLC for the first one, and I was doing one of the levels because it's all water-based stuff. There's all this water. It's called the depths.
Oh, that one.
And when I was doing stuff, when I was playing around with it, and I pulled this lever and I jumped quite early because I was watching. Because you stand there and you hold the lever and the water rises up. You let the water up, and because I pulled the lever and jumped off the object and jumped on the object in the water, what I actually found is it wasn't the water that was rising. How they built the map, the water wasn't rising. The water stays at the same level. It's actually the level moves down. That's how the water rises. That's how they make the water look like it rises. Is the levels actually moving because the water is a solid object. It's like a box object that has the watery effect. So it's like a solid object.
Weird.
And instead of it moving up, the map moves down. So when it needs to look like the water's rising,
I guess for that game it makes sense because maybe it is just the map moving itself, like
Yeah,
it's meant to be that way.
like that's how.
Because
it
in the other
affects-
games, it's just the water that rises, but in there,
Yeah.
it's the map that
Yeah, because I
lowers.
didn't notice until I jumped on it because it was in. I did a recording of it, and I can't remember which part it was at, but I noticed just because I jumped off when the water was to rise before it even rose anywhere. I was standing on the object in the water, and it just you just see the whole level just go, "Root," and it's just like it's such a weird. It just felt so weird. And I was like, oh, so it wasn't the water rising; it's the whole map. But I was like, oh, okay, that's an interesting way of making an object move. And I was like, that's strange.
It
But...
must be a game mechanic then. It must be happening a fair bit if it happened there.
So that's just so
Like-
when you're raising water, it's the level that's moving, but it looks like the water's coming up unless it's a certain shift. Unless it's like water filling in the
weird
water
how they-
rise, but that's just how they had the mechanic to work. Was the level dropped to make it because it fills up.
Maybe
quite-
it was meant to drop though. Maybe that's the whole thing of that.
So because you don't drop when it because
'Cause-
the idea of what happens is when you're because you wouldn't notice it because you grab onto the lever and you're dangling on the lever to pull it, so you're basically above like in thin air. So you're
Yeah, so
holding
you'll
onto
be
an
definitely
object.
going down.
So when it's going down, you wouldn't notice that you're going up unless you're standing on a flat object. Like I'm standing on the actual block object, which is the water. So I noticed that the level was going down. And it's so weird. Like if I was actually, I reckon if I pulled the lever and jumped back on the platform, I would most probably move. Like because you would kind of come out and the platform you're on gets knocked away from you, it kind of stops the mechanic to be shown off what's going, so you don't get flung up. I was like, that's interesting,
Oh.
like how it works. So yeah,
But
interesting how game.
that'll be
mechanics-
harder to make than actual the water rising though, because you have to try and make it look like the water did rise, but it didn't. Like that seamless transition of like both things.
Yeah, yeah. It's basically like so like instead of the water coming up, it's the level going down. So it's like so weird. It's like why would you?
You have to keep the water static, but like move everything else around it and in it.
It makes sense though too. I
Like-
guess at the same time why the level moves because in the water as well, the water has a character that swims in it at the same time. So that's why that couldn't move
Oh.
either. Because if you've got a character that's
Oh, I've seen that creepy fuck.
Yeah. So if you got that swimming, you couldn't move that object up if you got something that's supposed to swim in it because if that moved up, the mechanic would bug out and the frame you've got would be down here then. So that stays and then the level moves because that thing's got to stay on its netted path to swim around and grab you. So yeah.
I mean, it could technically, because all you're doing is moving the top layer up, which,
It's
like in most games, that's how that is. Like it just raises itself.
so that's
but
why they raised the level to make
Like
it
in
easier.
Uncharted and that, like the water literally, all you see is a water move. That's it. Like just
So it just depends on
But,
how
like,
it needs to be done depending on the mechanics.
that's
so.
crazy.
Yeah,
Move
so
the whole room.
unless you did that, unless you pulled the lever and jumped straight off into the water, you would not notice that actually happen. It's such a weird mechanic, but hey, it's something you find that you don't notice unless you.
I mean, it does the damn job.
That's exactly it. It does the job at the end of the day.
I wouldn't have thought of that unless I did what you did.
Makes
I want to
sense.
look at everything now. How does that water come in?
It makes you think how games that do things, like certain parts of a game, and how things are mechanically done. Like,
Well, these days anyway. And back then it was pretty simple. Like things just. Oh, back in the 90s, that were pretty simple. Now it's just like, huh?
yeah,
Because everything's so fluid. I mean, it's mostly simulation now. Like it does its own thing.
yeah, simulator.
Like Horizon Forbidden West, that water was all. That was all simulated, I think. Like it was there, but it was doing its own thing. Like
Yeah.
it was never the same twice.
Yeah, so how it flows and it's stuff. It's all how it simulates. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's all self.
Because I had to drain rooms out of that, and it was always different. Like the same room.
It actually is like a liquid. It's actually a digital liquid,
Yeah,
which is pretty cool. That's the cool thing nowadays. Like
which
they can
is
do stuff.
which is cool. Back then, it was just some weird. It was usually a pre-baked. You couldn't interact with it. It was just there.
Yeah, it's just a layer. Like
Like,
some
look
some
at the old
games,
Halo.
some games, yeah, it's like
That
here's
water
water.
was just a static
it's,
thing.
It's just blue, but it's just what is a transparent like blue flat texture that you don't interact with, so you can like walk through it. So that's water. So you just walk through a thin layer, and you're like, and then you walk back out of it.
Yeah, when you look at that the actual Halo planet, when you get that stream up the middle of it, that's just like a textured blue thing.
Because like if you've ever done it, like if you've ever looked under the water, on some games, and you'll notice it's just a thin layer because you stick your camera under water and there's no water underneath of it. Like there's no other color. It's just it looks exactly how the top surface does.
Unless it's arc, and then it's like a whole new fucking world under there.
Yeah, exactly. So it was interesting.
That's cool how that underwater. Like, it's kind of. It's not real water. Like the Horizon Forbidden West water was way better.
That scares me that arc water. I don't want to. Unless I've had,
You can't see anything.
And there's too many things to get you.
Not really. Only sharks and squid and.
There's a lot of things in that water that can get you. It's crazy. We worry about half the
fucking
time.
jellyfish.
We worry about all the half time of the land creatures in Ark, and it's like half the sea creatures that you don't even go into the water for that you don't want to be fucking with because, like, fuck.
Yeah, well, there's a thing under that water.
Mm.
If you tame it, you only have it for 30 minutes, and then it despawns. You own it for 30 minutes.
What?
That's it.
What?
And that's so rare, and that's all like increases your luck and all that. That's why. Super fucking rare.
That's crazy.
And right at the bottom of the ocean.
Imagine trying to get that. Trying to get past
Not
everything.
easy. You got anglerfish trying to eat you. You
That's
got
what I'm
squid. You
saying,
got
that's
mosasaurs. You got plesiosaurs.
It's a nightmare fuel. That fucking water is. I feel the water is scarier than the fucking land. Dealing with T-Rexes and shit on land.
The only thing that's good in that water is them weird dolphin fucking fish.
Yeah.
That's it. The only thing that doesn't try and kill you is them. But even though they lure sharks to you because they come towards you, if there's a shark attacking it, that shark's coming with it.
Eh. Oh.
Or whatever else is attacking it. It's fucked up.
I don't want to think about that water. I've been in that water and it's scary.
Water in general, even real life, you go in there, like, oh, shark.
I know, water's scary. No, what's down under there?
I mean, our water's not as bad as Ark water. Jesus Christ. I mean, who knows what's really under there? We don't see it.
Oh, there's some crazy
There's
shit.
Arks in there right now down the fucking road. There's Arks in...
There's
sharks in that water.
There's arcs in those waters.
There's Arks in that water. There's sharks are there swimming right now. We don't see them. They don't see us.
Fuck no, that's scary.
Or do they?
Shark's just waiting. It's like, I'm going to get you one day. Gets out of the water.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, bitch!
Just think, when they're sitting on the water, they can see the lights, the people walking past on the beaches.
Wondering what the fuck's going on.
Remember Man-Eater? Oh! One day, one's going to go on the land and go, nom, 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 nom.
Oh, that thing knows what's going on.
Once they grow legs, it's going to be fucked. Oh.
Just don't give shark legs. You'll be fine.
You can't let us develop them. What do you think lizards were? Snakes.
They just evolve.
They got legs.
Land sharks. Last thing.
Yeah, land sharks are real, bro.
Land sharks with
No, that's
laser
sand
beams.
shark. Laser
Sand sharks from Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, I know, right? Little nom 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 thing.
They got legs. No eyes though, isn't it?
They got no eyeballs though. How do
no
they see?
eyes. It's all echolocation.
It's just a mouth and legs. That's it.
Echolocation.
And they're like this fucking big. Like fucking ankle biters.
Yep.
Well, not for Ratchet. It's like thigh biters or whatever the fuck it is, because he's pretty short.
Oh, they're about the same height as him, aren't they? Nearly. Fuck.
Yeah, Neil Pepper about
Yeah, he's
half
pretty short. He's a
height.
pretty short fella.
Well, he's a little lombax.
Hello, Lombax. Fucking Lombax. I got other. I got other
Longbacks.
crap here, but it's not really. I'll say there was the. What was it apparently possible Migaloo? You know the Migaloo whale. The big white whale.
Oh.
There's a big white whale. Scientists have been following him for years, but apparently.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, apparently I think he went off the radar for the last couple of years or something. But apparently it might be him. They're not
Probably
too sure.
died.
Her. I'm not too sure if it's Migaloo or not, but apparently it washed ashore at the Malakuta, Victoria. Malakuta Beach, Victoria.
I saw it died.
Well, the beached whale is pretty fucked.
Not all the time. If they get them quick enough.
But yeah, so it washed ashore and they're thinking it's possibly that. And if it wasn't, then it's another white whale, but that's the only one they know of. So.
And then if it was tracked, it wouldn't be.
Well, they're believing it. Yeah, I think they're believing it to be that. I haven't checked any other stories on it, so.
That's sad.
But yeah, so yes. I was like, oh.
Yes.
One of those things.
I, I was speaking about sharks and that. This is dinosaurs and stuff. I actually seen a thing today that Chris Pratt says Harrison Ford scared him off ever playing Indiana Jones.
I actually had that there. I was thinking of saying that next. That was kind of funny.
I was like, how would he scare him off from playing Indiana Jones? Like, what the fuck did he say or do?
Basically, well, Harrison Ford's Harrison Ford, but basically, apparently, what he said is usual. It's just the Harrison Ford. He's like, Indiana Jones, my thing. When I die, it dies, kind of thing. It's just like, and you know how gruff Harrison Ford is. Like, he's just so like,
Yeah, but
that.
someone else played Solo.
I know, right? But yeah, he scared Pratt off because I guess they wanted Pratt to do it, and
yeah, but damn, he would make a good Indiana Jones, but it would also be weird because he did everything now.
I mean, I like a lot of people have said, which makes sense. I feel like it needs to be someone a bit more gruff and serious.
Yeah,
a bit more gristly.
someone.
Chris Pratt's not as gristly. He's a bit.
I must say Daniel Radcliffe. I mean, he probably could do that. Who knows?
Just someone, yeah, who's a little bit gristly.
Gristly.
I
A little
think
bit
it's
gristly.
weird. It does get weird though because you're so used to what Indiana Jones is like, and we've seen Indiana grow up. Like that's the thing too. So if you were to get a new Indiana Jones, it's basically going to be a reboot anyway. Like you couldn't be like, it's still the same.
You know who
like,
it's going to be though.
Hey.
You know who it's going to be though.
Who?
Tom Holland.
Nah,
it's going to be Tom Holland.
Nah, bro, Jared Leto.
He could do a thing.
I want to actually look it up.
He's got the range to do it, Indiana Jones.
I don't think I sent you those photos, did I?
Mm-hmm.
I sent you some of those. Jared Leto is.
Oh, the fucking Letos.
All the Jared Leto memes.
He sent that in the messenger.
Jared Leto as this, Jared Leto as that.
Right?
Yeah. Like Jared Leto as Jared. Oh, it's so fun.
Also, hey Daz, we got some exciting news.
Some exciting news
for 2023.
What?
You like Pantera, wouldn't you? The band.
Yeah.
They're doing a reunion tour.
Ooh.
With new guitarist Zakk Wylde and drummer Charlie Benante. Drummer from Anthrax and the guitarist from Black Label Society.
Interesting. That's interesting. What do they do?
Pantera's back. I might try and see him since I've never got to before, and it'd be amazing to see like Walk Live and shit. Some good old Domination and This Love and whatever else. 5 Minutes Alone if they do that. Like fuck, man, Pantera 2023. I
know everything's coming back.
I wonder if that's a money grab they're doing, but I don't think it is.
Money grab for what?
It's just that people wanted it for so long. Like they're finally doing it in 2023, man.
One of those things.
That's not news. That's not news. That's not. Technically, it is news, but
I guess somewhat gaming-esque. Russia is apparently wanting to create its own national gaming engine, wanting to break away from the Unreal Engine and Unity. More or less, I think it's more the fact that Unreal Engine and Unity cut Russia off from a lot of things.
Yep.
But Russia's like, no, we don't want to use you. We want to use our own thing. It's just like, no, they told you fuck off. We're not supporting your shit. Get stuffed. Because the Russian industries always go back to Russia.
Pretty much.
Military and.
I mean, it's not just because of that. It's just because of Putin, but he's fucked the whole country, man.
What the fuck is? Oh god, these are nice.
He's pretty much screwed his own freaking people, bro.
Oh,
also, were you waiting on Bayonetta 3?
Kind of. Yes, no.
That launches in October.
Yeah, I heard that's coming out, and I was like, ooh.
And there's a sexy mode and a non-sexy mode.
So yeah, I was like,
there's a mode, there's a sexy mode and a non-sexy.
Well, sexy mode is the standard game, and the non-sexy is to make it easier for people, apparently.
Yeah, but like, why?
There you go.
Just keep it as it usually is.
Jared Leto as Indiana Jones.
You said it before, didn't you?
No, it was Jared Leto as something else, but Such a Jared Leto is
Oh.
Indiana Jones. One of them though kind
What
of looks
the
like Chris Pratt as
fuck is that middle one? Jesus
Morbius.
Christ.
That's the Morbius. But the one next to it looks like Chris
Mm.
Pratt.
The left one.
It kind of looks like Chris Pratt a little bit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but I mean,
The middle one's
I'll play
Morbius.
none of it.
Morbius is Indiana Jones. That's what the middle one is. The middle photo is just basically Morbius's.
Yeah, but imagine Morbius turned into Indiana Jones.
It's Morbin time.
Temple of the Christian Morbius.
Temple of the Christian. Temple of the Christian.
I think Temple of the Christian Morbius.
Morbius versus the Christian Morbius. I wonder. Oh god, I want to see what that looks like now. I wonder what Morbius versus Christian Morbius. I'm gonna put these photos up on the Instagram. So if you want to see these photos, I'm gonna put them up on the Instagram.
I got tears again. Oh fuck.
It's like using that voice thing all over again.
I've seen something else this week that they made Doomception. They made Doom playable inside Doom.
Yeah, I saw that. They were playing Doom 2 in Doom 1 or something. No, it was Doom.
Yeah.
Other way around, whatever it was. I was like, that was funny.
Doom 2, original DOS Doom 2 in another screen of Doom. Like,
yeah. That's not that bad with that game.
Why is it just Doom though? Why is it Doom for everything?
It's just because it's so easy with that because it's so old. It's so basic.
There's a lot of old things. Like Jared Leto.
It's mobbing time.
He is though. You wouldn't think he's like in his 50s.
Oh yeah.
Also, the GoldenEye remake is reportedly delayed due to the Ukraine war.
What?
I don't know why. I mean, are the devs doing it from Ukraine or? I mean, nothing's official, but apparently the game's been complete for a while. They're just not releasing it yet. So, I mean, I'm guessing that from over there that way. Because then why would anything get delayed if it's not from there?
Makes no sense.
I mean, they said because of the war, but like...
What does it got to do with it? Like, what? As a studio over in Ukraine then? Like... Why couldn't they move the studios, like, outsource it to one of the other divisions? Like... I don't
It's one of the aliens.
Divisions. Aliens.
Jack Black was interviewed recently, Des.
Oh, was he?
He let it slip. There's new Tenacious D music coming.
Oh, sweet. Not surprised, but...
He wasn't meant to say it. He actually tried to fix the situation.
Did he go skip?
He just let it slip.
Did he try and cover it up?
There's something big coming soon, so I'm like, ooh. Some new music we haven't had for...
Well, I mean, there's
a decade?
Jack Black album, or whatever it was, which is a bit of Tenacious
It's
D.
not Tenacious D, though.
Kind of is because I had Jack Black and Kyle Gass with Jack White, and they did like a collab.
Yeah, but not Tenacious D, though.
Not necessarily Tenacious D, but it's like...
Not the D, man!
The D. It's the closest in between. Oh, fuck.
Right? The two Jack and Gas. There's also I saw an Elon Musk thing on Twitter, Des.
Yes.
He put a picture up saying, all this meme saying, they said I couldn't buy Twitter, then they wouldn't disclose bot info. Now they want me to force me to buy Twitter in court. Now they have to disclose the bot info in court. And like all these faces. Oh.
My face.
That's so random. But like, that's freaking hilarious.
Some other ones, Morbius things where I read the captions on the top of the thing that I searched.
Also does. You're an Apex fan, right? Kind of.
Yeah, I haven't played it for a little bit again.
They could be hiring for an Apex single player game.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But it already exists, Titanfall.
But well, I know what they'll be going for. It'll be
Because
explaining
Apex
the
is a
Apex.
spin-off from Titanfall.
Yeah, which technically the Apex are the bad guys in Titanfall. Technically,
Oh, is it?
well, the Apex.
So you're playing the bad guys.
Yeah. So it'd be
I,
good.
I kind of want a Titanfall 1 again. Like, give us the mech
Because
fucking shooter.
technically,
Give us the mechs.
Apex Legends, all the characters in Apex Legends, all the Apexes, they are basically mercenaries. But in Titanfall, the bad guys hire the mercenaries, which are Apex Legends. So it's just like, what?
So they are in the actual Titanfall game.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
in
So some of
people.
the bosses you fight in Titanfall were Apex Legends, like Apex, like mercenaries, which are
So them characters.
not them exactly, but yeah, those kind of characters.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
those people.
Yeah,
Not
yeah, that class,
exactly.
you know. It's an organization. Basically, say it's like an organization of mercenaries, and they're called Apex. That's basically what it would be.
I kind of want to play the Apex 2 game now. Then I've never played it.
Hmm.
I started it. That game is way too
Because
twitchy.
it's a lot of that's explained in Titanfall too. They drop a lot of that, like Apex this, Apex that, and to try and really get an understanding for it and make sense why they end up doing the game. So
yeah, because it's just pretty much makes sense why they did it though. Like, yeah, the bad guys just better rare.
yeah,
Like,
they're all
there's
clones.
nothing
as well.
bad about that. Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I still like. We could have a single player Apex, which I still don't get. Like, just make another Titanfall, just with the Apex people. Like, play as the bad guys.
So
That'd be cool. I'd flip it on itself. So you
interesting
killing
to
the good
see.
guys.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see where they go with it. Like, I guess it'll add some more story
Maybe
to the
that's what it
Apex
is.
Legends.
Did you see the part where I think Tom Cruise is getting sued for Top Gun 2 because apparently copyright or something
Oh, really?
because someone else owns Top Gun or something like.
Oh, really? The only thing I heard was
Yeah.
Mickey Rourke having a whinge, calling Tom
No, this
Cruise
was something
irrelevant.
else, but like I said, they were getting in the court and that, and then I see in this week that Miles Teller confirms he's in talks with Tom Cruise about a possible Top Gun 3.
What?
I'm like,
What?
I thought 2 wrapped it up, and then there might be a third if
I mean, they didn't
eventually.
even
If
need a
that's...
second one. Realistically, they didn't need the second one.
Oh, they did.
Not really. I mean, it didn't really
Then you don't
do
watch
anything.
the first one. No, that's what just that, and that's it.
But then, but now because the second
The
one
first
was
one's
so
bad.
good. But that's the thing. Now I feel like the third one's just going to be a cash grab because the second one did so well that they want to do a third one. It's just like, let's just.
Unless it's on in the vein of it needs it. Like
It
the
doesn't
script
necessarily-
only gets done if it fits. Like the second one. Like as long as it's good, do it. I'm not against them doing it. Also, I think Taika Waititi doesn't like Snyder Cut because he came out recently and said that director's cuts are not good. So we will never get a Waititi cut of anything.
Yeah, it would just
Which
the
is
stuff,
sad.
It would just be the stuff in the deleted scenes, basically.
Yeah, but like there won't be a whole new movie. Look, but Zack Snyder does, or anyone else with a director's cut. Like, that's kind of an ouchie. Like we'll never get one from him. And Thor: Love and Thunder earned 302 million globally during the opening weekend.
I found the thing on that Top Gun thing.
Yes.
So apparently, what happened was, so there was the story was owned by someone for the first movie, right? So the first movie was copyrighted under that. The licensing that they had, Paramount had or whatever, ended at a certain date. So the copyright licensing fell back to the original, like, creator. So the rights went back to him, or whatever it was. So the rights went back to him, and then
But they didn't.
and then they made a sequel then without reacquiring the license. they've just gone straight into making a sequel without requiring the license.
Yeah,
Which
that's what it
technically,
was.
so technically you should be repaying for the license because you're using Top Gun as the idea and the characters. Therefore, you should be requiring the license to then recreate a second one.
I reckon they'll be paying him now though. Like,
I think they will be.
just because
well, it's
they
the
really
studio.
fucked up. But like,
it's the studio. Paramount's under fire. Yeah.
Paramount fucked up.
Paramount didn't get
You'd
the license.
think they'd actually check that beforehand, wouldn't you? Like,
so I guess someone just gone, yeah, we can do this without checking. Going, oh, did we reacquire that license? They
just imagine how to take that movie away just because of copyright.
But yeah,
It's like, sorry, it's not getting released now. Bye.
So what they need to do is just arrow buy it or something, or I don't know.
I think they just gotta just get another license for it, which they can easily pay for with the fucking money they earn.
Exactly, it's so much.
It's a bit late though once you've already made the movie and put it out in theaters and it's nearly out. Because they filmed it 2 years ago, like that. Like it.
Yeah, because the license.
But no,
the license expired on January 24th, 2020. Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, and they made it.
And they made it just after that. They made it. They started filming in May 2020 or something like that. Which is
kind of dodgy. Like, you'd think Paramount would be on top of that.
But exactly, you'd think they would be. They'd be on checking it. And they can't blame COVID for that one.
That's not Tom Cruise's job. That's Paramount.
Exactly. So, and he's not. Yeah, it's just they're just putting his name on the article. It's got nothing to do with Tom Cruise. It's Paramount that's being sued and everything. They just mentioned Tom Cruise because it's his movie, but it's like he's just a producer like anyone else. Like he's, it's interesting though. Like I've been watching a lot of Mr. Robot, and that has Remy Malek and like Christian Slater and stuff like that in it. And,
yeah.
I mean, that's old now, but I've been binging it. But, like, on that, at the start of the card, it has, like, Rami Malek and Christian Slater as producers for the show. It's always very interesting when you see these actors now. Like, it's been happening for a while now.
That happens, though. Look,
the actors are, like, producers for these shows that they're in. Like, they're actually slated as being producers, so they're not just actors. Like, they're actually producers. Like, it's crazy.
That's like, Jensen Ackles not on Supernatural. I think he was producing on the last few seasons of that.
Like they get to a production level, so when they're doing it, they're not just the actor of it; like they're actually producers as well. It's crazy.
Well, just think, because people leave, cast leaves, which then they might have to step up to fill that because they've done it for so long. They already know what's going to happen, what to do.
I think that's the big thing as well. That's exactly, I guess, why they become that, because then they're the producer, so they can actually have input as well. They're not just, I'm an actor, I'm acting this character. Like, we should do this, and this. Like, they can actually come to the meeting tables that aren't just for basic stuff. They can come to high tier like meetings and be like, oh no, we should do this. I think we should do this. We should do this with the character. And do stuff like that because it makes sense. All the things should be like this. It should sound like that, and work it out properly.
I find it weird that Seth Rogen's producer of The Boys. I don't know why. I just still think that's hilarious.
Yeah, because that's like, what's his name? Who what's it?
I mean, it's Aaron Kripke who like
Umbrella Academy,
directs in that,
the
but
guy,
like,
what's his name from bloody? What's his name, Gerard?
Gerard Butler? Steven Gerrard?
What's his name? What's his name again?
There's really not a famous Gerard apart from Gerard Butler.
Gerard Way, that's it.
No idea who that is. Gerard Way! Hey!
Gerard Way.
Not making fun of him.
He's the main vocalist from My Chemical Romance.
I don't recognise the name though.
Yeah, so he's the lead singer. He created the Umbrella Academy. Like, he made the comics and stuff.
Makes sense.
And that's the thing. Like, there's so many like artists out there doing different things, different forms, and they'll like.
Rob's only doing movies, TV shows, and shit now.
Or like Rob.
He's done as a musician.
Well, he's always been doing his movies too.
Did you see the Munsters trailer?
Yeah.
I'm keen.
So many people are giving that flack as well. But it's like,
why?
People are giving it, it's like, oh, it's so bad. It's like, have you even watched the original? Like, was it the 60s, 70s?
It's meant to be
like-
cheesy as fuck.
But that's but like David Harbour playing what's his name? Munster. I keep forgetting his name. But yeah, I was like, that's cool. I was like,
I didn't know that David Harbour was in Banshee.
yeah, he's been in a lot, eh? He's been in a lot of things you don't
He
realize.
plays a bad guy, but like he's in there.
Hmm. It's pretty cool. That's just. You
I
wouldn't
only
think-
knew him from
Stranger Things for me, and then Hellboy.
that's where I saw him on the first episode or second or what it was, where
And
he
then
was
did
drunk or something.
Hellboy, and then yeah, and then he's done like all kinds of stuff. But I think Bench is quite
I
old.
mentioned that Hellboy.
Huh?
He's not a Hellboy.
No, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman's Hellboy.
Yeah. Why is Ron Perlman?
He was pissed at someone else played him though. He was a bit
Oh
sad
yeah,
about
it was
it.
more that he was. Yeah, I remember that. He was pissed that they replaced him. He wasn't pissed at like.
Like he was still
David.
fine to do it. Like he was keen to do a third movie and
It's
shit.
just
Like
the directors and stuff decided to reboot it, kind of thing, and just go, no, we don't need you. We're gonna reboot, and it's just like,
they
why?
kept some other characters in there. Wasn't Abe in there still?
They've rebooted him to bring him back in for the second one, or something like that. It's so silly how they did it. They basically because they rebooted everything. Like,
Yeah, but you can't put Ron Perlman in now. I mean, you could, but like, then why have David Harbour in the first place?
so it's just yeah.
Which is makes no sense. It just didn't feel like Hellboy. It was too weird. Like the original Hellboy, the couple of movies are so good. Just that smart ass that Ron Perlman is just worked with it.
Right.
But with David Harbour, it's like that's not him. Where Ron Perlman is that because he's played that for his whole fucking career. Like look at Sons of Anarchy. He does it in there too. Maybe he's more of a dickbag in that, but.
It's just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing as well. Is like, let's see. Actually,
What?
mentions that now. It's actually kind of funny. You seen that new Resident Evil thing that dropped on Netflix?
No, but I heard it's decent.
Oh, that's alright then.
Apparently, Lance Reddick plays Wesker.
It's confusing. I don't get it. What they're doing. I feel like they just need to
What?
chill because they keep doing different stuff. Because you see, like they had the original like Resident Evil movie series, and then they had like some animated stuff, and then they did that weird reboot series that was like that low budget Resident Evil that had all the characters in it. Like, if you remember, that one came out
That was
like
Netflix, so
no, but then you got the Netflix one. It's just like how many people are getting their hands into like Resident Evil, being like, we're gonna do everything Resident Evil's like, I want a piece of that, and I want a piece of that, and I want. It's like, can we just fucking calm
yeah.
down?
But I think
on
this
Resident
show is
Evil?
actually
Like,
good though. That's a good thing.
I know, but it's just
It's not the
crazy.
way you expect it though. That's the good thing. Like they didn't repeat anything. It's a whole new take, which
That's
is
good.
what it needs.
But it's
Like
just
Wesker's
crazy.
a black man now. Like that wasn't a thing before.
No,
It's now Lance Reddick who
he's a good actor.
just his name alone I'm keen for playing a bad guy. Unless there's not a bad guy in there, I don't know. Because
No,
Wesker's not a bad guy to be fair.
He is. He's a pretty bad guy.
He's not a bad guy. Like he tries to do a good thing, but he does the bad way about it.
Yes. No. Yes.
Yeah, he's not like a ultimate bad guy. Like Jesus,
Yeah. Not. I guess. In that
he just
sense.
he's like he's neutral more than anything. Like he plays both.
Mm.
Whatever side he feels like playing with, he'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
Which is he's not really a bad guy. He's just a dick.
Yeah. He's a dickhead.
Yeah. Because he can kill all of them.
Mm.
Just like that, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
When you look at the Resident Evil games, like he could kill from the first game, he can kill everyone.
Mm.
Second game, he can kill everyone. Third, the fifth game where Chris can punch boulders. I still find that fucking hilarious. Boulder!
Game gets wild. Those games get wacky.
5 took the cake though. 5 was in a good way. Then 6, just I played some of 6, didn't play it all. But like, so good. 5 was one of the best, I think. They need to remake that. Because that AI is dog shit. That fucking Shiva character. Someone tried to play the whole game with only her killing everything. Apparently, her AI is that bad that she kept dying. Like, Jesus. But it is what it is. I might watch that later.
Yeah, I was just reading
That Resident Evil.
Sent to me about it.
Apparently, it's good.
Yeah, well, they're definitely trying to keep it very like different, like it's being their very own kind of thing without being so similar to
Their own take on everything.
Because they're not mentioning like the main characters; they're making new characters, I think, and stuff like that.
Well, Wesker's in there. That's
the only
that I know of.
character is that, not trying to bring in everyone else.
But still, why just Wesker?
Well,
I mean, at least it's not like that Welcome to Raccoon City where Leon's a drunk idiot.
Yeah.
That's weird. They did Leo.
That's
Leo. They did Leon so bad.
Like, whoever got rights to do that was just so dodgy. It's like, why were they allowed to make that? I haven't even watched it, but the stuff I've heard.
And he was so hesitant. He was a sissy bitch. Like, Leon's not a sissy bitch.
Oh, God, no. Like, I don't get it. I don't know how they were allowed to make that movie at all.
It's like the Halo show fucking director in that. At least play the stuff before you make stuff about it. Get a feel for the characters before you just make Leon a fucking drunk imbecile.
Wait till after it's all come out. You're like, if you hate it, that's how he made it. Like, what the? Who did that?
Oh.
Yeah, if you hate it, that's how he made it. Like, you said it after the fact. You didn't say it at the start. You said that at the end.
Yeah, but
I like how
I forgot all about that.
That's what I'm saying. I was gonna say I like how, if you look at the media side of things, that once the show had finished, that's all died. No one's talked about the Halo TV show.
I've heard nothing since.
Like, once it stopped, everyone stopped talking about it. Like, that's how quickly it was just like done. That same week, it was just like, okay, we're done with it. Everyone's over it.
I still haven't seen the first episode.
Like, we know there's gonna be the second series because they already confirmed that.
Yeah, but I think that's where it's going to stop. I think they're going to be like, well, people still don't like this. We're going to just pull the plug.
That means that we're doing extra really good work. If you hate it even more and you don't, then we're doing great work. Like, the fucking idiots.
That's some fuck logic, if you ask me. Like, they're just salty that no one likes.
That's got to sound like. That's got to sound like no. If you hate it, that means we're doing a really good job. Like, that's not how that works in real logic. Just because it's really bad, then hey, if I was to be a stand-up comedian and I was really trashed at it and I got thrown out by the fucking everyone, does that mean I'm extra really good comedian? No, I'm fucking shit.
Only if you say you meant it.
Well, that was my whole point. I was making you throw me out for being bad.
That's why I'm keen for early next year and we get the Last of Us show. Oh man,
that's gonna be good. I can't wait to see that.
I think this on HBO though. We don't have HBO Max.
It'll be on Binge or
fuck no.
I think it'll be Binge or
I hope it's on Amazon.
It might be Amazon, but I feel like it'd be either Binge or Stan.
You can't put nothing like that on like Binge or nothing. Jesus.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But then again, they put Halo on there, didn't they?
Well, Binge also got like remember Binge got bloody Justice League, remember?
Oh yeah.
And that was HBO Max.
Hmm.
Binge also got Binge also got bloody yeah, I think Binge also had bloody what's his name? John Cena's fucking Peacemaker. Yeah, that was on Binge as well.
I forgot about that show. To just then.
Yes, yes. I think they'll
no one talked about that either. When the second season coming?
They'll come to Binge then if it's going to drop because most HBO Max stuff appear on Binge. Because we don't have proper HBO Max here.
Yeah. How much is Binge? It's expensive, isn't it?
$10.
Yeah, see?
Most of them are $10.
Prime's still $6.99. That's crazy how cheap that is.
For what you actually get. I know we mention all the time.
Prime $6.99 for a sub plus.
We should be sponsored by like Amazon Prime or something like that. Amazon or something like that. We fucking talk about Prime that much. Should be sponsored by them.
Well, we have to because of Twitch and
That's our personal
Pretty
stuff,
much,
not the
yeah.
Beardy Bros. The Beardy Bros isn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
I mean, we are on Twitch.
we do
but
mention
not
Amazon a
much.
fair bit. Oh fuck!
I mean, we should be sponsored by them. We should get us. Like the amount of time we talk about it, say praise, without even trying. Hashtag free sponsorship.
We
People
just
be
putting
like, you
free
should.
advertisement out
That's
there.
what I usually say. It's like you should put in like ads. Like they're not even ads. We're just talking good shit about these things, and they're not even ads. Like it just happens. We just brag and say like all these cool things like you get and stuff for the price. It's like, well, it is because it's good. It's really good value.
Oh,
This is
let's
not an
say you
ad.
get
This is not a paid ad. What the fuck? Not an ad.
You
at
get
all.
a sub, which is like $9-10 as it is. You get a free sub. You get the whole fucking TV shows, movies on the fucking Prime Video. You get the games of Prime as a bonus as
Yeah.
well.
This is not an ad.
You get Amazon Music, which is not Spotify, but Amazon's thing. Like,
I would love if we got sponsored by someone. Fuck. That'd be cool.
right? I mean, Amazon. I could talk about them all the time.
Oh, actually, speaking of sponsorship, I was watching one of the channels I watch, and they were talking about that they had a sponsorship with that Manscaped, and it was I don't know if you've ever watched Fact Fiend, but they had a Manscaped sponsor, like it was like a sponsor thing. They wanted to do an ad, and they were like trying to push to like, we want this ad, you to record the ad and get it out in your episode by this time and stuff like that. It's like, and they're like, well, we're still waiting to receive the product. How are we supposed to do an ad for your product if we haven't received the product yet? It's like, by the time you want us to get the deadline out for this video to be up, the product wouldn't even be here. It'd still be like another week. And they're like, talking like shit like this. Like, no, you should just do it. It's like, we're not going to fake do an
You can't,
advertisement.
because that's disingenuine. Like you don't
Exactly.
have it. You can't say anything
And
good
that's
or
what they're
bad.
saying.
Like,
and it's just like, it's like understandable. Like I agree with them. Like that's what but some people will sell out. But it's like that they were just like, I'm like, yeah, I understand where they're coming from. It's like you can't review a product if you haven't got it. Like people shouldn't be asking for a deadline if you haven't got the item. Like I'd be the same way. If someone wanted me to review something and be like a deadline, it's like, well, I can only do it once I've got the product and reviewed it. I'm not gonna fake a fucking review for it, for the deadline. It's like, well, then it's half the deadline.
fuck no.
It's dumb, but they got pressure on him. The main guy, Carl, he can't grow up.
No, you can make it, but then to say that we can't review it because we haven't received the product.
Yeah. But no, Carl, the guy who does this, the main guy's Carl. He can't grow a beard, and so he's like, well, I can't grow it. But then there's other people he talks to on the show. So he goes, well, I'll give it to you. You've actually got a beard. You test out the product once they get it. So he tested the product. He did the whole ad spiel thing. He recorded the whole ad and everything because he's got the beard. They did the video. They sent it off to the guys to review. Manscaped complained because it wasn't Carl doing the ad. He's like, well, I can't do the ad. How am I supposed to promote shaving in the shaver if I can't like grow facial hair to shave? How do you want me to
Technically,
promote?
you can still shave with it.
Yeah, but he's just like, I don't have any facial hair to promote it because I can't grow facial hair. So how am I supposed to show it working on something that you can't see when there's someone that actually has beard hair and they can actually
What if
see,
he shaved the other person's face?
I know, and they're also like, and they couldn't get the point around. They couldn't work, and they're like, they basically said to him, "Oh, he's already scripted it. You re-record his dialogue that he said and just do the same thing." It's like, I can't review the product because I don't grow facial hair. How am I supposed to review your product if I can't shave? Like,
that's what you call keeping your fucking dignity there.
yeah, and it's just like, what the fuck? It's just like
I got some damn balls and say no. Not
Yeah,
fucking doing it.
That's exactly it, and that's what he did. He's just like, no, and even on there's a message through an email.
He could have easily sold out and just went, "Hey, I'll just say whatever he said." Like,
Yeah,
could have
whereas
easily done that.
There's a screenshot. What led me down the rabbit hole of the video was they go, oh, we understand the thing. We've spoke to HR. Like we contacted like through the sources and stuff like that. We want to try and reach out back to you and try and get this resolved. And he basically replied back in capitals, no. Because they wanted to recontact. He's just, no. He's like, I'm done. I'm not dealing with this. I've already told you what we're going to do.
Plus, the other person made it. That's still an ad. Like,
yeah. And it was and they had to try and work it out to work in with their content because of how they do. Like for us, like how we do the content. If we were to be an advertisement, we would have to work it in with us how we do stuff. Like, it couldn't just be like, cut. Hi, I like this product. Insert product. Insert spring water. I like string. Like, it would have to be how our content would be, like, to promote it. Like, that's how
And
I
we
would feel
could
as well.
do it in the middle of a podcast, just plug something like that. Like, fuck. I mean, just cut it out
Cold
and
spring
make
water.
an ad, like, or
Yeah.
whatever else.
But
We
yeah,
could run an ad, a cut ad in a podcast, easy.
I mean, I've always, like I said a few times, I've always thought of making our own fake ads just for random shit. Imagine having fake ads put in to promote stupid shit, like our own stuff, like our own merch and stuff.
I mean, I do say everyone should play Ghostwire Tokyo. It's a good fucking game.
He's done that. He's finished it.
Yes.
100% over here.
I fucking woke up at midnight last night and played it till 6 a.m.
That's so random. That's so random. What made
I'd
you
run
do-
it like 20 trophies nearly.
Yeah. You're just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, I'm like, I was so tempted to go to bed at like 6 a.m., 5 a.m. I'm like, I gotta finish. I got like 4 trophies left. And then I was like, bam, 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 bam. I had to go through for like an hour and get 25 tanukis. Tanukis? Little fucking raccoon dudes. I had to Google all 25 locations and go there and get them, plus recorders, plus things to collect-a-thon. But Platinum 40 in the book. I'm happy. Glad I played it.
Getting wild with your platnies.
If Horizon didn't come out this year and Elden Ring, that would be my game of the year.
Yeah.
So good.
Did you end up
More
looking
people
how
need to
many
play
hours?
it.
Did you look at how many hours
I
you put in?
didn't.
No, you didn't.
I'll update on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got to get out there that played the game.
That's alright. Well, I think... And that, do you want to wrap it up, I think? I think we can...
Yes. On that one, while he does his whole... He's going to blink someday. But yeah. That looks so weird. But, as always, thank you, Beardies and Beardettes, for joining us on this episode 29. I got no notes written down. It just feels weird. But, as always, hope you had fun. We've been Dale and Jim, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I don't know.
That's copyright, right?
Bye-bye.
If he ever hears that, we're done.
No, it'll be fine.
Like, stop doing it now. Don't even know why we started even doing that, to be fair. It was just a joke, and that just kept going.
Yeah. Skibbity bop bop da da doom.
Skibbity bop bop. Skibbity bop bop ba da. Dude, I play some Rocket League.
Rocket League.
I haven't played Rocket League in a good, like, a week.
Try and play Rocket League.
Yes.
I haven't played Fortnite in 5 weeks.
Your camera froze like... He was like, I've played Fortnite in 5 weeks. Like, froze there for a second. Hey, Des, look at this.
What? Yes. You don't have one.
What? I did a thing.
You did a thing.
Yeah, I was browsing.
What did you do?
I was browsing eBay. I bought from actual proper store again. Pop Culture Club.
Yeah.
And this other one's pretty fucking cool. It's called Dope Games.
What the fuck? What did they get you there?
That's cool as shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, got their own little fucking. Hey Wario, why does Donkey Kong always wear a tie? Because he's got monkey business to attend to.
What is that they sent you? Just random thank you? Was it like a thank you card?
Wet.
Oh, you got wet.
I got wet. Remember the other steelbook? This one's way better. There's no fucking dent or anything.
That is good.
No fucking dent anywhere. I'm happy.
And you got the sleeve.
Could put the PS4 game in there.
And you got the sleeve for it.
Yeah. Well, it says PS3. I couldn't find a PS4 one that was in good condition.
That's a pain.
But this is a big one. You know what game that is?
Resistance. Is that Bio?
Hmm?
Is that Bio? Bioshock? No. Ah, Modern Warfare 2. I couldn't tell because you showed me the back, and I was like, it looked like waves and a thing. And I was
yeah,
like,
but
I'm like trying to see it. I was like, it looked like waves, but it's more snow. It's meant to be snow, I think.
This game, 2009 or something, and it's still in fucking mint condition.
That is good. How much was that?
$10?
Oh.
They even put that in there to protect this.
I need that for my collection.
There's tons of them on eBay. Well, not tons, like 4 or 5.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look.
But like, Modern Warfare 2, man.
I need to have a look at them on the other platforms, whatever I can find.
I've got Modern Warfare 3 coming.
Because I want to kind of finish my Call of Duty collection and get all the different stuff, so... I really don't care what...
I thought Bethesda... Did they make or publish this? Because I think they publish mainly wet. Like, this game is amazing. It's like Max Payne.
I might have to try it on PlayStation.
I had no idea.
Actually, I might try and see if I can play that on my current Xbox and see if it works.
Not on the Xbox One.
It doesn't?
It's not back compat, unfortunately. Yeah, play it on 360.
Never been able to finish it because that bloody bug.
But still, like, the game is amazing. I didn't even play it before.
I wanted to.
I've never played it. It's just like Max Payne. Like, it's just bullet time, like, fucking just violence.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
I was watching gameplay and went, I can buy that. Because apparently it's a rare game now.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I'm like, it's not that rare. $10. Blink.
That's good.
How do they get those inflated prices? Like, I find them for like $10.
I mean, it's just people just being people. It was a dope games.
People just being people. Yeah, DOHPE. Dope games. This bookmark is to be used while you're taking a break from gaming. Thanks for supporting a small business. Oh, it's a bookmark!
And that's a thank you card.
I didn't know it was a bookmark. It's a fucking bookmark. I don't read.
Too busy playing video games.
I don't have a book to put it in. No, it's because I read on the internet. And the Pop Culture City. Coupon discount code for future purchase. I don't have that. Unless they just put it on... They put a barcode on there. It's cool. Like a little scan one for your phone. Thank you for your order and hope you enjoy your purchase. I would greatly appreciate positive feedback.
What's that barcode? Just a review barcode or something?
What do you mean, review barcode?
The QR code. What's the QR code? A link.
I don't know.
Maybe a link to their store.
Maybe.
Put it there.
I'm going to follow them on eBay, though. I want to keep the cards so I know their damn names. Because, hell, those are in excellent condition. Like, damn. Like, that Modern Warfare 2, I expect to be scratched up and rusty and...
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
So theoretically, I've now got all of them except... I've got from Modern Warfare 2, 3, Ghosts, Advanced Warfare... All of them, apart from Modern Warfare, because that didn't have one, I don't think, back in the day. I'm just missing Cold War and Vanguard. They didn't have steelbooks.
Yep.
But Modern Warfare 2 does. Got that on pre-order already. I'm happy.
Oh, is that the one there, Jim?
Oh, just...
Well, I think that's the one you bought.
What?
The
I can't see it.
PS3 Ghost says it's out of stock.
Why?
I think that's the one you bought.
Oh, yeah, probably. Was that the Dope Games or something?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I did something else too. About fun. Black Ops, finally a good one.
Oh, that's good.
All these fucking steelbooks, man, are
How many of those?
amazing.
How many of those did you end up getting? How many steelbooks of that one have you got?
Compare the pair.
Oh wow, look at that part around the gun and stuff. Yeah, fuck. The extra sticker on the bottoms and stuff.
Like,
Actually,
the big fucking
you should
difference.
get a photo. Actually, take a photo and post them up the difference on the Instagram or something.
That's not even as shiny as this
That's
one.
what I'm saying. You should like actually set them up next to each other and take comparing photos. What a good condition one looks like and what a bad. You know what I mean?
Hurts of eBay.
Be like how you should treat your steelbooks, how you shouldn't treat your steelbooks. And then we could actually see a proper photo, like a decent quality comparison.
Well, it's not fucking hard, is it? I mean, it probably is for some people.
Possibly.
I need to put it back in. Well, that possibly.
I
What?
just did go on all the
It's
rummaging.
not wet though.
Wet. I got
Oh,
wet.
I've got this as well.
Oh yeah.
The first one.
That's cool.
Also, very fucking perfect condition.
Right? You get that online.
I'm like, I'm getting so lucky with these, man. Even the disc, man, I'm just like, this person never even fucking used it, I don't think.
No, it happens. Where did you get it from? eBay?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much was that?
I've ordered the second one as well. I've got the double door one there.
Double door.
And that Boss Logic one's not a steelbook.
Oh, it isn't. It's just a sleeve, is it?
It's just a cardboard cover.
Ah.
So I'm not gonna open it.
No. It made it look like a steelbook. It's so bad.
Right?
Like it made it feel like it was a steelbook. It's just a sleeve over the standard copy. Makes sense though. It would have been cool. It would have been cool. Like the style it was.
I'm not gonna open it.
Yeah, with the style it was, it would have been cool if it was a steelbook. For what the
Right.
design was, it would look cool, shiny, and like actually on the.
I'm impressed how many fucking steelbooks recently that have.
Yeah, you done pretty good.
Well, that Modern Warfare that was wrapped in a little. You know that very soft, silky styrofoam stuff.
Yeah.
Wrapped in a layer of that around it, then wrapped in a plastic sleeve, sealed off,
These people know how to do it. They know how to keep things pristine.
then surrounded in bubble wrap, and then placed in an envelope.
Oh, that's pretty good. Kept it nice and packaged. And
That was the pop culture one.
oh, yep.
Because that was in the game as well.
Yep.
So I'm like, I like these people.
So that's those links.
I'll look at them in a minute.
Have to check them.
I'll look at them.
Yes.
Because that could be good for games, so...
I'll
Meh.
have a look. Check them out, see what cool stuff they have.
$10 or so, like... And they were free shipping.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll have a look. See what
That's why I got them.
have a look. See what.
I'm taking a risk. Always taking a risk getting a game from eBay, though.
Yeah, well, that's why you can go.
Not that you're going to get it, but it's like the quality.
Well, there are actual distribution sites like Dope Games actually have their own website, and that other. I'm assuming that Pop Culture one will have their own website as well. You can just buy through them. I'm assuming.
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
It's just
That's the stuff you want, though. You want your consumers to be bored already to sign up. Like, just go onto the page now.
Mm.
Like, these are pretty high quality cards, man. Like,
Yeah. Because they just wholesale
Crazy.
through eBay because it's like a nice, easy advertising spot to wholesale. And then you just you link to your website.
that's what we could do with our Beardy Bro stuff, really.
Advertise through there. People buy it, then you order it and ship it off, whatever. And yeah.
You make it on, you order it by demand. Like, if they order it, you just make it.
Exactly. It's kind of how.
Unless like mugs, you can get them in stock, so you can show them off, and then
Yeah. Easy link through to doing everything.
if only we could make our own, but because Redbubble, they get most of the commission, don't they? Really?
Yeah, it's not too
compared to you.
So that's balance. But
If we can do our own stuff, though, even fucking better. That's a lot of effort, though.
I'll go send you those ones too.